Hello, I am Davina. And hello to all of you, bold, beautiful, brilliant, and highly evolved souls. Today, I would like to talk about how do we get to clarity? Because clarity, I believe, brings us peace. Um, yeah, when we don't have clarity, then what we have is confusion or a muddled thinking and inner conflict because part of us is thinking this and the other part is thinking this, and it can be a very painful and tiring place to be um, when our brain, when our thinking is going back and forth on an issue. um, we can't, clearly make a decision about something, and that's generally because we have been taught that our needs didn't matter, or that we weren't worthy of having our needs met. And so we often end up in situations where our needs aren't being met, and we're feeling those very familiar feelings of shame and exhaustion or depression or hopelessness, angry, and so and yeah, and sadness and all that stuff. And we can become like used to feeling those things, and thinking that it can't be different, that because the other belief around that is, yeah, I am worthless, and I am inadequate, and I am a failure, and I'm a loser. So all of these feelings kind of confirm what our, what we were taught to believe about ourselves. So as you can see, it can be a very it's a lot to sort of clear out. So when we're in that flashback, it's really important to acknowledge that it is, a flashback, and that our subconscious is now, kind of recreating um things so that we can, and it is so that we can heal. So if we feel these feelings that are coming up, then we can heal those feelings of, yeah, shame, and um yeah, the anger and the hopelessness and the fear and all the rest of it. um so yeah, so when we're in a relationship, a situation, a job, um whatever it is, it's important to notice how you're feeling. Seems like a simple thing, right? And write it down. Like, how did I feel today? I met my friend, and we went out, and how was I honestly feeling in that in the interaction that we had? Was it um was it fulfilling? Did I feel connected? Was I feeling authentic? Um, or was I feeling irritated? Was I feeling a bit annoyed about something? Was I feel like I was being fake? Was I feeling sad at the end? Was I just feeling left, feeling like it wasn't really connected or not fulfilling? So it's um and then once we can be honest about these things, and it's very difficult to be honest, because the other thing that comes up is that we want to cling on to that relationship because we're so terrified of leaving it, and of, that abandonment fear, because that is also scary to let go, and then go, oh my God, I don't have that relationship anymore. Um, and so there's obviously a lot of layers here to work through. But if we can be brave and courageous enough to be honest, uh, with how we're really feeling, then we can have some choices. We can make some bold, positive moves. We can choose to, set some boundaries with that friend. And or, if it's really not working out, and again you've set some boundaries, and you've tried to do your own part and heal your stuff, and you're still just finding like that this is not as satisfying, it's not beneficial to you, it's not filling you, it's like draining you and draining you of your energy. um then it might be time to let that go, as hard as that can be. So of course, this is all very, very challenging. And, just today and yesterday, I was wrangling in my mind about this. And even though I knew in my heart and soul what my truth was, this other voice of self-doubt kept coming in and kept coming in. And I'm like, no, I'm trying not to listen to that self-doubt. But it was, it's really convincing. It's this feeling like, but well, it's not that bad, but maybe you're overreacting, and well, it's kind of risky to leave that. You better stay with this. And um yeah, so there can be a lot of these little voices that come in on the other side. So you have like your truth, and it feels and truth feels good. Truth feels really, really good when we're lying to ourselves, because that's what we were taught to do: lie to ourselves, gaslight ourselves, tell us, like tell ourselves that our perceptions are wrong, or we're not really feeling that bad. Um, and so it's very difficult to a lot to work through this. But if you have a lot of awareness about with your thoughts, with your body, um, then you can, work with that and come to a place of like, okay, this is my truth. And when you know your truth, then you can be honest with yourself, honest with others. And that's where, you just the clarity comes, and then the peace will follow. Um, because you're, aligned with your values and your needs. And it takes courage to be honest about what we need, because I know for myself anyway, you know, there's been a piece of me for a long time that did believe that I, couldn't get my needs met, that's wouldn't be possible, that, I don't know where it comes from, but like, just like, of course, it comes from having narcissistic parents that had no interest in meeting my needs. But also, just thinking that maybe I'm being a burden, or I'm asking for too much, I'm being too demanding, I'm, all those things. I'm so sensitive and I'm needy. And um, but yeah, when we really like validate that our needs are legit, they're valid, and they're reasonable. Um, because your needs are reasonable. You're a child of God, and they cannot not be reasonable. And it's also having faith um, that you can get these needs met. And when we believe that we really can have our needs met, then we can have clarity, and we can say no to things that honestly don't work for us, and say, and be honest about our human limitations too, and say, no, I can't do that. No, sorry, I can't work at that time. Or, you know, um, yeah, so it takes a lot of practice after, you know, being, learning to lie to ourselves, and also being, of course, people pleasers, and, putting ourselves on the back burner. Um, and so, yeah, it's a process, but it is possible to reach, clarity about what you're really, really needing. And when we when we get our needs met, it's getting just more and more clear to me. When I get my needs met, I can flourish. I am capable of being healthy and sane. You know, um, of course, if I'm in a situation where, my needs aren't being met, I'm going to be dysfunctional, and I'm going to be maybe depressed, or, angry, So it's really important to understand that also you can flourish. It is possible, even if you are, um, kind of messed up from all the trauma and stuff. You can still reach a level where you can have good relationships. You can have a job where you feel like, there's balance, and you're not giving too much of yourself. So yeah, it's also so important to just believe in the possibility. And yeah, I hope that brings you some kind of insight today. And I am wishing you many, many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I am Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thank you for watching.